Good morning. This is White Raptor News Ministries. All praise and glory to the Supreme Spirit of Truth, the living one, the Supreme Creator, the one that moves all things in place, the point of singularity. To His glory alone are all things. There is no such thing as a Trinity God that runs this world. Or I should say that there's multiple gods that run this world. They're your corrupted politicians. We're going to jump into this lesson real quick because I listen to this. Believe me, I listen to videos before I expose them to my channel and stuff because, I don't want to share any content that doesn't make any sense or places somebody in, a position where they don't understand anything that's going on or cause confusion for them. So let's jump right in.
Don't talk to me.
Little secret, bald person to bald person.
Your girlfriend is beautiful. Why are you cheating on her with someone that looks like Fiona from Shrek?
Doesn't even look like a woman.
Do I support liquor, guns, beer, titties, and quickies? Hell yeah!
Now, if that's the right acronyms, I also can name a few others. Lettuce, guacamole, bacon, tomato, quesadilla. Or, let's get Biden to quit.
You're an OnlyFans model, and you're doing all kinds of horny, girly shit on OnlyFans, and then you expect your dude to respect you and not follow other women. You're delusional. Bitch, you are undressing in front of a bunch of men all over the world. How dare you have that even remotely double standard that your guy can't do what you're already doing? You can't be an OnlyFans model and then say you're a monogamist. There's just no way.
I mean, if you're not sleeping with anybody else and you're not meeting up with anybody else,
You're sharing your body and these personal things that should be only reserved for the person that you're with or married to. If you're married and you're an OnlyFans model and you're sharing your body on the internet and I can pay to see your vagina hole, you are not a monogamous woman. I'm sorry. You're showing your private parts to other people who are not your husband. Because when you take that vow, when you get married, you're vowing to be for that other person and only for that other person.
Does anybody else find this insane? That this actually needs to be explained. Parents have absolutely failed their kids.
And that's a fact. Parents today are failing their children because they're so consumed with their own lives. They're so enthralled with what's going on in their flesh. They've lost direction themselves. And when you lose direction, how can you give direction?
And gentlemen, always remember this.
Can never ever be a high value man if your partner or your woman is accessible and available to other men. Because your entire respect comes from the woman you choose to mother your children. If you choose loosely and you choose a woman that you would be upset if your daughter grew up to be like, how can you be a high value man if you can't make high value choices? If you can't select women properly, how can you claim to be a high value man simply because you made 6 figures last year? You made 6 figures and you invested it into a home. High value men have high value standards. Your values have to be high in order to be high value, not your bank balance. But because if you're authentically proud of her, you can't wait to have a daughter that acts exactly
Or
like
son.
her. But if you're just proud of her when you walk into a room and people stare, then people are like, wow. But then privately, she treats you badly. Or privately, you don't know if you can trust her or not. But publicly, you feel really proud. That's a fake ego boost.
How much are you making off OnlyFans?
So it's between 300 and 350,000.
Let's stop right there. Okay? Look at this wench. Okay? There's no way that this woman makes $350,000. Not only that, watch.
A month.
A month. Listen, folks. This is called indoctrination because when young girls hear this, they want to jump on OnlyFans and think that they're going to make $350,000 a month. This is a lie. It is a shit show. It is put out there for you to think, oh my God, really? $350,000 a month? That's like $400 million a year. $350,000 a month. Let me be very clear. Don't get caught up in this hype, in this lie. You understand? The reason why they push this kind of content on the internet is because when young girls hear that they can make $350,000 a year, they're so quick to jump online and start sharing their body and showing it off and getting their coochie and doing all that stuff. And then what happens? Let me be very clear. 1% of 1% of the girls are only on OnlyFans make this kind of money. And those that make this kind of money are big Hollywood stars. You can find Hollywood stars on OnlyFans all day long because Hollywood stars are nothing but high-class prostitutes themselves. They sell their body for the right price. Well, they sleep with kings, they sleep with queens, governors and assemblymen and stuff like that. The reason why they put this price right in front of you is they want you, young girls that hear this, to start taking your clothes off. Now, I need you to understand, America has 335 million people in the country. 10% of those women in the country are pushing their asses on TikTok, Snapchat, platforms, TikTok, YouTube, and they push this content, and only 1% of 1% are making those high dollars that they're speaking of. The rest get on there, they shake their asses, and they realize that all of a sudden the market is flooded with you. You understand? The market is flooded with hoes. Not only that, you need to understand that they are publicly doing this on purpose to get you to fall in to their system. Once you start taking your clothes off for other people on the internet, folks, you got demons on you. Okay, this is a spiritual war. You can't see what's going on behind the veil, but there are demons around you all the time, moving about. They're called ghosts. They live off of the dead. Definition of ghost: an apparition of a dead person which is believed to appear or become manifest to the living, typically as a nebulous image. Also, when we look at the word image here in the Bible, let's see, 6754 Strong's Concordance. Okay, an image is a likeness. Here's the key that we're looking at. An image is a phantom. Okay? A phantom's definition is a ghost. A ghost's definition is an apparition of the dead. It's a dead person. Mark 15:37 Bible Hub. Over here at the King James Bible says, and Jesus cried with a loud voice and gave up the ghost. A ghost is the spirit of the dead. Jesus is the spirit of the dead. Romans 14:9 Bible Hub. For this reason Christ died, and returned to life, that he might be the Lord of both the dead and the living. Wait, hold on. I'm the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I'm not the God of the dead. I am the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Jacob. He is not the God of dead, but the God of living. Okay? So, Jesus here wants to be the Lord of both the dead and the living. And then you got a God here that is not the God of the dead, but only of the living. Okay? Also, when we look at Lord here, you're looking at an authority. Remember what I said to you guys the other day about the word authority? This is why you have Thor in the word authority. Images of Thor, the electric god. Because this world here, this plane of existence that we live in, is the electrification of the materialized world. Revelations 13:15 Bible Hub. does that every time. Revelations chapter 13, verse 15, Bible Hub. The second beast was permitted to give breath to the image of the first beast, so that the image could speak and cause all who refused to worship it to be killed. Okay, that we're talking about the onslaught, the Crusades. Christianity went around the country slaughtering people. Between the Catholic religion and Christianity, they've slaughtered so many people. That the Crusades were, worship our God Jesus, or you will be destroyed. Images of the Vatican court. What do you suppose that is? Give me 1 second. Look at what we have here. Now, some might say this looks like a guitar. I'd have to agree with them. It does kind of look like a guitar. But what is it really? Folks, what that really is a keyhole. This is Satan's nesting ground right here. All right? And there's his big penis right in the center of his phallus, right there in the middle, because mankind worships their penis. Sorry about that. That was a publishing agency. I'm getting a book of mine published. So what am I saying here? I'm saying that this Vatican Square right here is a keyhole, right? Revelations chapter 1, verse 18, Bible Hub. Jesus, this is John's vision at Patmos, and Jesus says, do not be afraid. I'm the first and the last. This is the firstborn, also the Last Supper. The living one. I was dead, and behold, now I'm alive forever and ever. And I hold the keys of death and of Hades. Why doesn't Jesus hold the keys of life and Hades? Images of keys that look like a cross. This is why. This key. Images of a cross around a person's neck. Okay? You need to understand that this cross represents death, folks. Okay? Now, those that cling to life will find death, and those that cling to death will find life. That's the only thing that I can say in regards to the cross being death. But you got to also understand that the cross represents the crossroad. It is not the circle of life. All right? When you wear this cross around your neck, you are condemned to this plane of existence for eternity. You do not escape this plane of existence. Okay? Because the cross is a key. The cross is a key. Jesus holds the keys to death and Hades. Holding a key is 666. Jesus is the one that's holding a key. He holds the keys to death and Hades. Jesus comes from Greek, which is Christos. Christos in Greek is 666. Revelations 13:18 Bible Hub. Here's a call for wisdom. Wisdom is Sophia, Sophis. It's insight. It's human or divine. Notice it doesn't say Gentile there. Okay? Wisdom takes intelligence from Sophis, as in wisdom. Let the one with insight, and this is key for you to understand, the one with insight is the mind. Right here, the mind. You got to understand that our brain, that's flesh. Okay? The mind is spirit. So the only way that we can adjust and have wisdom and insight is through the mind of the Supreme Creator. We have to literally turn back to the Spirit, nothing of flesh. Jesus was fully man and fully God. Okay? Here is a call for wisdom. Let the one with insight calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. Okay? Doesn't say number of mankind. If you look over here at all these definitions right here, man, 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 man. Okay? None of them say mankind. NIV chapter 1, Genesis. Okay, right here, let's read from 25 down to 27. It says, God made the wild animals according to their kind. This here is, the wild animals are the same as this here. Genesis chapter 1, verse 25, King James Bible. And God made the beasts of the earth, each according to their kind. This is the very first time that the word beast is used in the Bible. The very first time. So, when it says here in the NIV version, God made the wild animals, it's talking about the beast according to their kinds. The livestock according to their kinds. This is how they pulled the wool over your eyes. They've made you think that the wild animals and the livestock are one and the same. The wild animals are the wild animals that live in the cities, not the wild animals that live out in the wild animal kingdom. The livestock are the wild animals that live out in the wild animal kingdom. The wild animals are the beasts of the field, each according to their kind. The wild animals, images of troops marching in ranks. These are your wild animals. The military. What do? What does America do? We go into other countries and we slaughter people inside of their homes. We place new regimes into power. And if they don't follow our rules and go by our conduct, by our laws, then we go into other countries and we remove people. We killed Saddam Hussein. We killed Obama. We killed Hitler. We've killed America and the free nations have destroyed and beat down and killed many people, all in the name of freedom. Look at the word freedom. Freedom. Okay? Freedom means the right to fall away from the Supreme Creator. The livestock according to their kinds, and all the creatures that move along the ground according to their kinds. And God saw that it was good. Also make note here that God in this parable is Elohim. Elohim is plural. And let's pull it up. Genesis chapter 1, verse 25, Bible Hub. Where are you at? God, that's not what I'm looking for. Give me 1 second. See, these guys are always screwing with my voice commands, man. I'm very clear in my language and what I speak. I'm not stuttering, but they make sure to piss me off and pull up parables that I'm not even saying. So God here in this parable is Elohim. Elohim is a plural of Eloah, gods. God, gods in the ordinary sense, but this God is used of a supreme creator. Okay? So God made the beasts of the earth according to their kinds, the livestock according to their kinds, and everything that crawls upon the earth according to its kind. And God, Elohim, saw that it was good. This is not the Supreme Creator. It's something that was used of the Supreme Creator right here. the second beast. Elohim are both good and evil. Elohim's the second beast that was permitted to give breath to the image of the first beast, so that the image could speak and cause those who refused to worship it to be killed. Let's take a look at the word image again. Okay, people hate to hear this, but this is why I teach, fam. In the Strong's Concordance, image means Salem, okay? And Salem, spelt backwards, means to molest. And then you have the god El in the word Salem. Again, a phantom, okay? Something that is made in the likeness. So this God that creates the beast is used, and here this God that is used sees that it's good. 26 says, then God Elohim said, let us make mankind in our image. Okay, nobody breaks down 666 better than this channel does right here. Mankind on the sixth day, mankind in simple gematria comes to 66. Mankind's created on the sixth day of creation. Then God, because all this is taking place here on the sixth day of creation, then God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, to rule over the fish in the sea, the birds in the air, over the livestock, over all the earth itself, and every creature that crawls upon it. Okay, to rule over. Okay, so mankind are evil. This is why you got hunters that shoot lions in the head and hang them up on their walls, elephants on their heads. This is why something was permitted. You see, let me help you understand something. The Spirit, the Supreme Spirit, which requires us to worship Him in spirit and truth. Let's jump into that. John chapter 4, verse 24, Bible Hub. This God here, there's a difference between the Old Testament God Elohim and the New Testament God, which are magistrates. Okay, and this is why in the word magistrate, you have the word magi, because magi are sorcerers. This is why the Spirit says not to practice sorcery. God is spirit, and His worshipers must worship the Spirit in spirit and truth. Now, I've said many times that you can't really equate the Spirit to a hymn if it's spirit. We don't know. Absolutely, the Spirit would be both masculine and feminine. The brain, our brain, left and right hemisphere, one is masculine, one is feminine. One is creative, one is survival instinct. So you got to understand that this God here and what's going on in the sixth day of creation, this is all happening on the sixth day of creation. And that's more important than anything, because this has everything to do with the revelation. Here's a call for wisdom. Let the one with insight calculate the number of the beast, for it's the number of a man, and his number 666. Okay? So when you add 25, 26, and 27 together, these three numbers come to 78. 7 plus 8 is 15, and 1 plus 5 is 6. And then God said, let us make man in our image. Okay, which is to shade a phantom. This touches Ezekiel chapter 31, verse 3, Bible Hub. We're going to look over here to the King James Bible. Behold, the Assyrian is Satan, okay, was a cedar in Lebanon. Satan is the tree of knowledge of good and evil. This is why you have a supreme creator said not to eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Satan is the one that blinded our eyes with good and evil. with fair branches. Fair branches in this parable means light skin. Jesus had light skin, right? Well, that's not necessarily true. Jesus here, see, Jesus here has black skin. That's dark skin. Okay? Also, look at this piece of equipment right here. This is Jesus. What's he coming out of? What is that? Let's look at another one here. Oops. One that doesn't have my voice in it. That's Jesus coming out of a Cern machine. What's Jesus throwing you there? Devil horns. Can't be any clearer than that, right? It's pretty simple. Images of Cern. That's what Jesus is coming out of. Look, 2 Corinthians 2:11 Bible Hub. Over here, King James Bible says, lest Satan should get an advantage over us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. The devices that we're talking about are these computer laptops. A new subscriber of mine says, why are women, basically stripping their clothes off in front of America on these sites? All of them out there, they're wearing them push-up bras. They got their tits hanging out. They're showing their ass. They wear shorts so tight you can see their lips. It's why? Because she's right. Because this world is indoctrinating. Because parents have fallen away so far that they can't lead their own children. Most parents today are looking at their own children with lust in their eyes. And that's a fact. They look at their daughters with lust. They like their daughters walking around the house in tight little shorts so that they can look at their own daughters and stuff. They could possibly be in the back room, respectfully jerking themselves off to their own kids. Okay? And we're not ignorant of his schemes and his devices. These are the devices, folks. Definition of device: a thing made or adapted for a peculiar purpose, especially a piece of mechanical or electronic equipment. TRON gets trapped in the game grid. Now they're showing you this stuff 40 years ago, folks.
Google AI helps you find your...
Look at what he typed. TRON's on a computer right now. Access code 6. Everything has to do with the 666 system that we live in.
You shouldn't have come back.
So he's talking to a computer right now. What he's talking to is an AI. All right? And as we look forward here...
It's the big master control program everybody's been talking about.
Remember the time we used to spend playing chess together?
Also, code series LSU 123. 1 plus 2 is 3, and 3, that is 6. So there you have 66. And what do you got? You got TRON sitting at a computer dashboard. And what I'm going to show you is going to blow you away.
That isn't going to do you any good, Flynn. I'm afraid. Stop. Please. You realize I can't...
Boom. Right there in front of your face. You see, Jesus escaped death through technology. Right there. This is Cern. Right in front of your face. 40 years ago. 40 freaking years ago this video was made. This movie was made. They're putting the truth right in front of our faces. Take a real good look at that. Take a look at it. Let it sink in. Let that absorb. And then take a look at this. See the similarities there, boys? Girls? You see it? That's the tubing right there. Which is right here. There's your tubing. It's a smaller piece, but it's right in front of your face. That there, that's the female. All right? This is what Jesus is coming out of. Am I making this up? Hey, I didn't paint this thing 4,000, 5,000 years ago, however this is. This is an ancient painting. Okay? And that is absolutely 100% without a question of a doubt, Jesus coming out of Cern. Right in your face, right there. That is the exact same thing. Right there. This is how Jesus escaped death. They learned through technology how to escape death. Aren't they making the deaf hear today? Huh?
Right. How does it sound now? Okay. Is it sounding better? Can you hear my voice now? Yeah. What about Mom's voice?
Can you hear my voice?
Yes.
Now, I know that this is really heartwarming, right? This is really touching. It is. But that's the device. Okay, they cut into the head and they find a way to rewire your hard drive, because that's what your brain is. It's a hard drive. And then those people that can't hear, they rewire it and then they connect it to certain parts of the brain. And then that's how children can hear now today. All right. So they're using technology to help people to hear. And I think, hey, you know, this is a wonderful thing, but this is how they indoctrinate you. Well, how they're going to get everybody to do something like this, to connect to the machine. This is called softcore indoctrination, because you think how wonderful, man, how far the medical industry has come. This is great. They can also make blind people see. Didn't Jesus make the lame walk, the deaf hear, and the blind see? Yes, he did. How did he do it? He did it through technology. He did it through this. Cern. This is Jesus coming out of Cern. The Egyptians, what they did, okay, what this is, it's the womb. It's reverse engineering. You see, you understand? Give me a second. Not trying to offend anybody here, but the womb, the woman's vagina, is a portal to this plane of existence. Let's see. That's what Cern is. You see, the woman's womb is a portal to this plane of existence. They've reverse engineered Cern, and what Cern is it's a vagina. It's a woman's vagina. It's capable of burning a hole in the fabric. You see this? This is a spiral. A spiral is a spirit, to spear it. So Jesus here is coming out of the Cern machine, and this is the Cern machine 40 years ago. You don't see it right here in the background, right in front of your face? So I hope you enjoyed the lesson. This is White Raptor News Ministries.